Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Suyash Kulkarni, consultant physician, and today I'm going to talk about and discuss with you some important information about COVID. As everyone knows, this is the second year in which we are experiencing this COVID related issues. So, people must have already read about it, but I would like to summarize so that you will have a better idea in one video in which you need to know what is to be done about COVID and things related to it. Now, to begin with, the important thing is sign and symptoms. The patient will present with either fever, unexplained, we do not know the duration of fever, it may be 3 days, 2 days, 5 days, it may be varying amounts of fever. Next, patient may have severe headache, may have cough, may have loose motion. Mind you, this year we are not getting the typical symptoms of loss of smell and taste sensation as we got last year. But still, loss of smell and taste sensation itself are important indicators which tell you that you may be suffering from COVID. Now, when you get these symptoms, what are you supposed to do? The most important thing, isolate yourself. Isolate yourself from your family members and see whether the symptoms are persisting or not. If the symptoms persist, speak with your doctor and consider getting a test done for COVID. Now, there are two types of tests for COVID. First, antigen test, and second, RT-PCR. Antigen test, the results you get the same day within few hours. They have a good amount of sensitivity and specificity. But the gold standard still is RT-PCR. The reason why I am suggesting doing antigen test is, in today's scenario, when there are a large number of patients coming to do RT-PCR test, the result may be delayed by 36 or 48 hours. Rapid antigen or antigen test help you to get the results quickly. Next, if you are positive either by the antigen method or by the RT-PCR method, what are you supposed to do? As I already told you, isolate yourself, and here your quarantine begins. So quarantine yourself in a separate room away from your family members. Wear a mask, maintain social distancing, practice hand hygiene. These are the most important steps what you're supposed to do. Now, for your family members, what are they supposed to do? Well, they should minimize interactions with you. If they have to interact, they should wear masks, gloves. They should preferably serve the patient in disposable containers so that they can be discarded properly. Even if you do not have disposable containers and suppose they are going to reuse the utensils, proper disinfection should be done before they reuse it. Now, when they are considering discarding or disposing of these disposable waste products, please keep in mind, do it responsibly. The reason is, once you keep this garbage or waste or you are about to dispose it, the next people who come in contact with them are the garbage cleaners and the cleanup people. Please inform them that you have a COVID patient or this waste is of a COVID patient. So then they will, dispose of the waste properly. Now, what else do you need to do? Well, you need to be in constant touch with your doctor. You have to tell your doctor the proper signs and symptoms. COVID is divided into 3 parts: a mild disease, a moderate and a severe disease. Understand? Mild disease can be managed at home safely. Moderate to severe disease may require hospitalization. Severe disease definitely requires hospitalization. So what do you monitor at home? Or what should a patient monitor at home? Well, you should get something called as a pulse oximeter for yourself. You should check your pulse and oxygen saturation on a regular basis. If your oxygen saturation is less than 95%, then you may need to get admitted to a nearest COVID hospital. The most important thing what you can do to check whether you are having a mild or a moderate disease at home on your own is a 6-minute walk test. What does a 6-minute walk test indicate? A 6-minute walk test is a test in which first you check your saturations, then you walk in your room in which you are isolated or quarantined for 6 minutes. Then recheck your oximeter readings again. If your oximeter readings are dropping by 3% or are less than 94-95%, then you may need to get admitted. Suppose your oxygen readings are less than 90 to 90%, that is, you are in need of oxygen, get admitted to the closest hospital. Nowadays, there are oral medications available for COVID. Your doctor can prescribe it. Please use it properly. Complete the dosage as advised by your doctors. Also, if you are a person who has comorbidities like diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, asthma, then you are more susceptible to COVID. So, please monitor your blood sugars, your blood pressure regularly. About vaccination, well, get vaccinated as soon as possible once you are eligible. Now, a very important question comes recently is, what if I get COVID after the first dose of vaccination? Or when should I take vaccination if I have suffered COVID? Well, if you have not taken any vaccination and you were due for vaccination and you got COVID, then the current CDC guidelines, please understand, these are guidelines. They will change on a regular basis. Currently, the guidelines say you should wait for 90 days, around 60 to 90 days till you take vaccination post-COVID if you are not vaccinated previously. Another small line in that same guideline says that if you have received your first shot of vaccination, then ideally after your quarantine period gets over or on a scheduled date, you should complete the vaccine schedule or the vaccine dosage. You can wait for 4 to 6 weeks also. It all depends on the guidelines at that moment. Please understand, do not panic. COVID is a disease which people have started understanding nowadays. Doctors have treatment for it. So there is a very high chance that you will be cured. Please visit your doctor. Please do not self-medicate at home without the opinion of your doctor. If you need any guidance regarding COVID, I am available for teleconsultation. Please feel free to contact me. Thank you.